Well, what's up, guys? It's Daniel from Arms Family Homestead, and as you can see, I'm at the merch building, and we are soon. Oh my goodness, dog! Kelsey just tried to jump in there and catch a grasshopper. Look at her watching bugs fly. She's chasing bugs. Anyways, soon to start a project that we've been delayed on for quite a while. So we got 2 culverts or tin horns, whatever you want to call it, because we don't actually have our driveway completed. We've been in the building for months, and we've been working on the process of getting the driveway completed, I think since February, and we're still not starting, at least not today, tomorrow. So we got a couple loads of rock delivered. We got 2 18-inch, like long oval culverts, tin horns, whatever you call them. Where, oh my gosh, Kelsey, pay attention where you're going. You just took my legs out from under me. If you're chasing grasshoppers, watch where you're going. Anyways, we call them tin horns in Oklahoma. Notice they're egg shaped. They're oval shaped because, well, it's a cluster. It's a mess. But since this is on a U.S. highway, we had to get approval. Kelsey, here. Had to get approval. Earl, We had to get approval through ODOT, which is Oklahoma Department of Transportation, to put in a new driveway. Kelsey, Earl, here, come on. Okay, had to go put the dogs inside. There's way too much traffic out here for them. So as I was saying, while we did have an existing driveway on the property, it was not what we wanted. So we're going to use this as an extra entrance. Basically, we'll make a circle drive to where if you come in with a trailer, you can pull out this way. But this gate will, in theory, be closed most of the time, except for when we got to dump the dumpster or need to get in for other reasons or whatever. So in order to put in a new driveway, we had to get approval through ODOT, Oklahoma Department of Transportation. And as you can see, they're requiring us to put in a culvert, a tin horn, even though there's not one here, and there's really not even a ditch on this side of the road. There's not much of a low ditch here. The next driveway down doesn't have one. My brother's driveway across the highway does. So it's going to be a project, and it's been in the works for months. We finally got approval. We're going to get started on it tomorrow. There's so much traffic over here. It's 5:41 on a Friday. So anyways, the problem is, in order for those 18-inch tin horns, which is what they require to go in here, we're going to have to reshape the ditch probably all the way out here and past the entryway on the other side and go way down to set those tin horns, because we can't build this up and flow water out onto the road. So the finished grade has to be below highway grade. Well, that's kind of tough because it's almost even with highway grade, maybe a little bit below right now. But with an 18-inch tin horn and then 6 inches of dirt and then gravel on top, it's going to be tough. So it's going to be a big project. And I've got the Cotto mini excavator over here. I'm going to bring the skid steer over here tomorrow. It's going to be a big project. But I hired Asher, the guy that built our building. He does a lot of other stuff too, but anyways, he built the entryway and everything. I went ahead and hired him because ODOT has a lot of strict requirements, and I don't have a transit, and I don't have all the stuff and the experience, honestly, to put it in the way they want it, make sure the water's going to flow and do everything that it's required. So Asher's just going to use my equipment instead of having to rent an excavator and a skid steer and all that stuff. Hopefully in the next couple days we'll have a new driveway installed, and we can start using our automatic gate openers, and we can leave our property locked up and secured a little better. But as I said, that project starts tomorrow. So the game plan, we'll have automatic gate openers just like we do at home, and then this driveway will come in. I'm going to gravel all of this all the way over to that porch. We've got a door here, the door for the apartment, and this will be our main entrance into the warehouse. But I'm going to add gravel and have a huge parking area out here because, well, just like today, the reason we're here this evening is we're doing a big fish fry. We invited a bunch of friends and family. Houston and I don't know if you guys realize this, but Houston and I have done a lot of fishing this summer. And we have a freezer full of fish. We got some saltwater fish. We got some stuff from Pensacola. We got some stuff from the Florida Keys. And a whole bunch of bass from our pond. So we're going to invite a bunch of people over to have a fish fry this evening. And then tomorrow, that project starts bright and early. I'll be here for part of it. Houston's got a football scrimmage. I'm going to go to that and let those guys work. But we'll try to video as much as we can. Just some bass we picked up out of the pond, you know. Gonna be delicious. So as you can see, and as I've said before, we've got a lot of dirt to move to build a ditch where there's not one, to hold water and flow water that's not gonna flow. But either way, ODOT requires an 18-inch tin horn, so we're gonna do what's required. So Asher's running the Cotto, meaning he's gonna be here most of the day. So he's gonna excavate from where he started all the way over. Well, you can see where his line is here. It's going to take most of the day probably to reshape all of this so that we can even think about setting the tin horn in and then covering it up and having a driveway. But it is 9:30, and I promised my wife in Houston I'd be home before 10 o'clock this morning because Houston's got his first football scrimmage of the year, 6th grade football. So we're going to go watch that, and I'm not sure if he'll still be working when we get back. He said he may work until it gets 100 degrees. I know he's got a cab and all that, but he said he's got some other stuff to do. It is a Saturday, so I don't blame him, but I'm just glad he's here working. Well, it's now 2:30, and Asher's still here working, and it looks like he's got the tin horns installed. I didn't get to be here for all of that. We had to go to the football scrimmage, and that went really well. Houston's playing defensive end and tight end and played his little hiney off. He did great today, but Earl, there's too much highway out here for you. You got to go back. Come on. Go back to the building. Okay. You do that. So as I said earlier, he was going to have to take out a ton of dirt. And he got it dug down. Got the tin horn installed. We're going to have to cut those at an angle. They've got to be angled. They can't be blunt ends. They've got to be cut at like a 4-in-1 pitch. And I guess he's going to do that after it's installed. I kind of thought he would do it before, but it's coming along. He actually already moved all the dirt that was over here. He had piled up a bunch up. I've been watching him on the Ring doorbell camera, but there's still another big pile over there. The reason I brought the skid steer, or we're going to use it to, you know, obviously spread some gravel and make the road, but whatever dirt he has left over, I'm going to move around behind the building. So we've got a mess from our septic system, and not that anybody did anything wrong, but when we installed the septic, there's just a bunch of rock and it's hard to mow back behind the building. So we're gonna cover it with some fresh topsoil if we have any left. Man, talk about nothing but a dust storm. Woo! So, it's been a day or two. Got the 10 horn all installed. I've got gravel on the way. We're going to haul in a couple different sizes of gravel. I'm going to remove as much of the, we don't have sod. We didn't lay sod. I'm going to remove as much of the grass and an inch or two of soil off the top because I actually need to use that and put it back behind the building. So, getting the grass off will help prevent some of that grass from growing through the gravel over the next year or two, which we'll still have to spray to keep the grass out of it. But the plan is driveway coming in the gate, which is lined straight up with that overhead door. But I'm going to continue the driveway straight down the building. I'm going to put gravel all up next to the building, all the way to this corner. So I need to work on the slope and the angle so we can have some drainage and all that stuff. I want to get some of this, basically what was our pad, so it's just fill sand really. Red dirt, sand. Get some of that out of here and kind of get things lined up. I've got 10 wheelers on the way with loads of rock. Should be getting a couple more loads of rock today. We'll see how many they get hauled, but yeah, just moving dirt. Well, I think it's somewhat starting to take shape, but I'll kind of give you a rundown of my game plan of what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. I know a lot of people do this stuff 1,000 different ways. Most people that I've watched on YouTube would put geotextile fabric down, put a layer of like black fabric down, and then put the gravel on top of it. And I understand. It's really just not popular in our area. I don't know if it's just because our ground is so hard, but you don't see anybody around here do that when they build a driveway or gravel parking area or anything. I see it on YouTube a lot, but I don't see it locally. So I've never done it, so we're not doing it today. But here's kind of my thought process and what we're doing. Where our finished gravel in our area is called 1.5-inch crusher run, and that's what you see out there. This is 2.5-inch crusher run, so I'm using this as a base. I'm going to haul in probably 3, maybe 4 loads of this 2.5-inch crusher run, and then we'll come back and top dress it with the 1.5 inch. So the difference is just 2.5 is going to have everything from tiny little pebbles, like almost down to dust in there, all the way up to rocks that are 2.5 inches in diameter. So 2.5-inch crusher run. This is 1.5 inches, so you can see it doesn't have near as many large pieces of gravel in it. But the reason we use that crusher run, and I've talked about this before, is you see this stuff right here. After it rains, this stuff will pack, and it's almost just like concrete. It gets really hard. Or if it was just clean, pretty rock, it'll all move around. It'll flow as you drive over it. This stuff will lock in place. So 2.5 inch as a road base to keep us from sinking down into mud. Top dress it with 1.5 inches. Eventually we'll have it nice and smooth and clean all the way up to the building, because I hate looking at places, houses, buildings, shops, where it's just dirt all the way up to the building. I know grass grows in, but as it rains, it just splashes dirt up and you get stains all over your building. And I don't like that. So we're just waiting on the next load of rock to show up. One thing that I'm putting the cart before the horse on is I bought the conduit and I bought everything to dig a trench to bury my underground wire to come over to the other gate opener, because we'll have 2 gate openers and you have to bury a wire underground to get there. And well, I didn't get that buried in time. You know, cart before the horse kind of thing. I'll move some rock and dig a small trench and lay the pipe. I'd go ahead and do it right now, but I don't have tools here to cut the pipe and all that. And if I open up this trench, then my dump trucks can't come in and do what we need to do today. So we'll get there. We'll get there. All right, that's as far as I'm gonna make it today. I was hoping to work on that trench today, but I haven't had time to make it to the house to get any tools to cut my conduit. But I think, counting the first 2 initial loads that went out there when we did the culvert the other day, plus what we hauled today, that's 10 loads of rock hauled in, tailgated, and spread. There's still a little raking, still a little fine details to do, but I didn't want, oh well, let me rephrase that. I did want gravel to come all the way to the porch. I have no idea how we're gonna park in here or everything, but I wanted to be able to get out and walk straight to the door and not have to go through dirt. So all in all, successful couple days. I think I'll, like I said, come back tomorrow and finish that up. I've got the excavator here. I just need to get some tools to get all that done and pull some string through the conduit so that when I do get the automatic gate openers put on there, then we can pull that wire through. But yeah, coming along nicely. Gotta have a battery.
have heat stroke out here. Oof.
Ma'am, your driveway's ready.
You do excellent work.
I don't have the automatic gate opener up yet, but your driveway is ready for use. I noticed you're still parked around the corner over there.
Well, I thought you were going to be doing some work here, see?
Good thought. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Because I'd had to move your truck.
Yeah. I was looking out for you there. Well, it looks good. That's why I married you.
Because I look good?
Yeah, and because you're handy.
Handier than a pocket on a shirt?
Yeah, we've said that. Yeah, we've said that before on here, and we got some other phrases to use instead.
Yeah. Some that can't be said on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm hot. I need something to drink.
Me too.
You brought me a snack, right?
Sure. There's some pickles in the icebox.
Okay. There's another project checked off the list. This has been one of those things that's been put off, I think, since February. So we waited until it got 100 degrees to do it. But anyways, new driveway's in. Got the skid steer loaded up. I can take it home, start back to work on the pond situation. Don't have the automatic gate opener installed yet, but we'll get to it. We'll get to it eventually. Anyways, so I don't know if I did anything to make you smile today. However, I'm smiling because it's a completed project and that makes me happy. So remember, do something today to make somebody smile, because you never know, it just might change the world. So guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. You guys have a great day. And as always, we'll see you on the next video.